Hi, welcome to another video. I'm Daniel from Automation PL, and in this part I'm gonna still make some introduction about LINQ because some of you may ask, you have not understood what LINQ actually does. So mainly what the robot does, it's all the time it's reading from files from an application and then it's typing and or clicks into another application. But there in the middle it gathers some data where it can train some machine learning, it can communicate with orchestrator and so on. But somehow it needs to transform the data from one source file format to another source file format. And this is where LINQ comes in handy. LINQ is used to filter and transform bulk sources of data. So let's say you want to find the odd numbers by the position or by the column in an Excel file. You want to find the customers who made the payment by their name or by the status or by region. You want to find the customers who paid all the invoices, the remaining paying amount for each customer, or you want to find the amount invoiced monthly grouped by the monthly or by the year. Really doesn't matter the task. This is given by the function. So how do you transform with LINQ? Transforming is referring to change the data format from one source to another one, and it's not referring to adding more rows to the same file format. So let's say you want to change from an Excel with 3 columns to one with 5 columns. Now this specific operation you can invoke using the add column from UiPath. Now you can call that function, you can call that activity twice and you can obtain the same result. However, what if you have 100 Excel that you want to transform? You can also do that, but you want to group, you want to merge, you want to combine multiple sources. It's much easier to do with LINQ. Convert from an Excel file to a list of numbers, or from a dictionary or list to an Excel, or to a list, or you want to create a list from an application that you are reading. Let's say a list of customers, or if you want to convert the list of emails to a CSV. So this operation is also given by the function, which I'm going to explain just in a moment. Now what you cannot transform with LINQ is not aimed for step-by-step operation. You cannot use LINQ to read from an application. This is the way how you're doing right now with the UiPath Studio. And also you cannot call an activity. So how you can do that? Well, using functions. And function is nothing more than it's a small operation that can be operated over each element in the source and can be a small function or a large. To give some example, let's say I have this Excel with 4 columns and this will be a source. Now again, I'm going to use for all of the time Excel because it has multiple columns so I can play with. So this Excel file you can transform, you can call a function that it will be call this function for each row. Okay, so here I think I have 7 rows. So this function, it will be called for 7 times. You can imagine this function just like the activity that you're dragging in. It's almost the same thing. So this function, after you had called, it will have a result. And this result can be to calculate the total by these compound numbers. However, we can use another function that can somehow filter the compound number, and we can add a new row like it is this 70, and we are still calculating the total, or we have another grouping. And these two Excel files, they are called a target. LINQ, it always have a source, at least one source, it always have a function, and it always have a target or a result. So let's see how we can do that in practice. In the previous example, I have shown you how we can calculate the minimum for an Excel file. Now some of you may ask why I did the function like that, why I wrote it like that, because you can refer to the column by using this syntax. Now this actually works. Now there is a reason why I don't like this, and I'm going to explain in a later video, but what is inside the function you can easily write. It's the same code that you can type usually in Visual Basic. So for instance, I can calculate the minimum. If I refer to the first name, I can write a string, and then I can call the length of that. That one easily works. Now the magic here, it happens inside the minimum function with it's calling this function for each element. We will focus in the next videos how we write this function. Now this LINQ has also a source, is this Excel file with multiple rows, and has a result. In this case, the result, it is not a data table, but it's a single number given by the minimum. It can also be a list of minimums. Let's say I want to calculate the minimum by this column, or I have another column. I can also write that, but we are not in this part of the process. But what matters, LINQ always has a source, a function, which is this one, and a result. Okay, so this is how transformation is done. But how do I do filtering? Well, I'm gonna use another log message, so I'm gonna just copy. And here, let's say I want to filter the names which they starts with G. So starts with G. I'm gonna just grab the names here. I'll write where, and here to the row, I'll say first name to string starts with, I'm gonna say G. That's a boolean, and I need to combine these in a string. So I'll use the string.join and use a parenthesis, and I'm gonna use another one and close another parenthesis here. I'll explain in a later video how the filtering works and why the string join is actually very useful to combine with LINQ. But for now, let's give a run. At the output, you will have the minimum, which is 4, and here you will see that there are 3 items, but you're seeing like system data row. Now, if I go here in the challenge and I check the column, I should have the 3 rows, probably are these ones, that starts with G. Now I cannot see the first name because I need to use something else, but this is the way how you're doing the filtering. Great, and this is how LINQ works. Now you're probably wondering what's the magic with this function? Well, I'm gonna explain in the next video what are the type of the functions and how do you use it. This is a small introduction of what LINQ does, and if you want to learn how to be able to create the robot, which I have shown you at the beginning of the video, I do have a course where I'm taking you from 0 to be able to create those robots and to decrease to that amount of activities. Check out the description video below. I'm Daniel, and until the next time, see you soon. Bye!